Hi everyone, welcome back to the Honest Tech Show. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Realme's latest smartphone, the Realme 14T 5G. This is a new gaming-focused smartphone from Realme, and the price is 999 ringgit. Now, normally when we look at smartphones below 1000 ringgit, we do not expect too much because it is a smartphone below 1000 ringgit. Your gaming performance may be so-so. You're not going to be able to play with that good of a spec. But the Realme 14T 5G, watch this video till the end and you might be surprised at how good this smartphone is when it comes to gaming. So this is the box of the Realme 14T 5G and it comes in this really signature Realme yellow color. Now, I don't want to waste too much of your time, so let's just open and see what's on the inside. Now, first up, you're getting this box here. This basically says, hey, welcome to the Realme family. Of course, on the inside, you're also getting the smartphone itself. You're getting your manual book, your SIM card ejector tool, a transparent silicone casing from Realme, your Type-C charging cable, as well as a 45-watt fast charging adapter. So firstly, this is the design of the Realme 14T 5G. It has this very interesting texture in the back. This is your camera layout. There are completely no buttons on the left side of the phone. On the right side, you have your power button as well as your volume control. On the top, you have a microphone as well as a speaker. And on the bottom, you have your SIM card slot, your microphone, your Type-C port, as well as your standard speakers. Now, we always want to check if the phone is able to expand storage. And the really good news is that you can use this as a dual SIM smartphone, but you also have the option to use an external memory card. The Realme 14T 5G comes in two beautiful colors. I have the purple version here with me, but they also have a black version. I may put a picture on the screen here for you guys to take a look. Now, the screen of the Realme 14T 5G is a 6.67-inch AMOLED esports display with 120Hz refresh rate. Now, I'm not sure if you guys can take a look on camera, but in terms of what I am seeing, this screen is super buttery smooth. Of course, your maximum brightness for this smartphone can go up to 200 nits of brightness, and that is actually super bright. I really don't think anyone is going to be using it at max brightness like this, unless of course you're under the sun or something. Now, the display is really beautiful, especially for those of you who love watching movies as well as YouTube videos. The colors are sharp, especially with the dual stereo speaker system on this smartphone. It gives a really nice viewing experience. Now, let's talk about the camera, and over here you're getting a 50 megapixel AI camera. And here are some sample photos I have taken with this smartphone for you guys to have a look at the quality of the photos this smartphone is able to capture. Now, I want you guys to take note that this smartphone is not a camera-focused smartphone. Realme advertised this as a gaming smartphone for those of you who want to do your daily tasks, as well as getting really good gaming performance on a daily basis. Now, if I flip over to the front camera, this is a 16 megapixel front camera system, and it's decent. It's also not the best, but if you want to do simple vlogs, take a few selfies with your friends, I think this is good enough. Even for the video, you're only able to go up as high as 1080p 60 fps, which, don't get me wrong, in terms of video quality, it's already pretty good. It's just not good enough for those of you who need a really good camera system, perhaps for content creation, or maybe for those of you who just want a better quality camera system. However, it's not an issue if you're not trying to create content with your smartphone and your main focus with a smartphone is to get your daily tasks, social media usage, as well as to game on it. Then for those of you, I'm about to show you why the Realme 14T 5G is actually a really good smartphone. So over here, you can take a look. In terms of RAM, you're getting 18 gigs of RAM and you're getting 256 gigs of storage. Of course, for your processor, you're getting the Mediatek Dimensity 6300 5G, and this is a mid-range gaming processor, I would say. It is a powerful gaming processor, but it's definitely not the best that you're gonna get with flagship smartphones. But do keep in mind, this smartphone is only 1000 ringgit. So to get a 6nm chip in a smartphone like this, which is really suitable for 5G gaming as well as really consistent performance, I think it's really good, and I will demo that with some games for you here, and maybe today we can try Mobile Legends. Now, for those of you who are gamers, this smartphone also has a GT mode, and what this does is it gives you consistent performance. So it's like 60 frames per second consistently for 2 hours plus, no problem. If you don't want your game to lag, delay, or have frame drops that can affect your gameplay, then this is really suitable for those of you. Now, from my experience itself, playing at 60 frames per second, it never had an issue where there was any lag or any drops in terms of frame rates. And just by using this smartphone for a few days now, I'm able to tell why Realme is claiming that this is a gaming smartphone, because it is. It really is a gaming smartphone. It's able to give you consistent 60 frames per second and you can play it really happily. 60 frames per second is pretty good for most games, guys, unless you're doing FPS games for sure. Then maybe you might want to spend more for better performance smartphones. But for a smartphone that only costs 999 ringgit, I think you're getting really good value and also really good performance when it comes to gaming for you to be happy with this smartphone. So what Realme say say is kinda true. This smartphone is made for gamers. Now, I don't think the color is made for gamers because it's this weird lifestyle kind of color going on that I got. So perhaps for gamers, the black color is more suitable. But color and design aside of the smartphone, in terms of performance, I think if you have 1000 ringgit or less to spend on a smartphone, the Realme 14T is able to give you really good performance that you will not regret getting this smartphone. It's really satisfying performance for any one of you who are gamers and looking to get a smartphone that's able to give you consistent performance when it comes to gaming. Now, one problem that a lot of smartphones tend to have now, it's not their fault, but then during your gameplay, the Wi-Fi may have issues where it may cut off and is not able to handle your games really smoothly. So you may have certain issues you may run to while gaming. And I don't seem to run into those issues with the Realme 14T 5G. Now I'm guessing it's because of the new antenna array Wi-Fi Matrix 2.0 system here that's new in this smartphone. And Realme basically says that this is able to keep your games more consistent because it switches between your Wi-Fi connections and balances it out for you while gaming. And what this does is it basically helps you ensure that there's no internet interruptions during your important sessions of gaming. So no lag, no delay, you're able to game all you want really smoothly, making this a really viable and great option for a gaming smartphone below 1000 ringgit. Now another thing I realized with this smartphone is at the back, you are not getting any heat even though you're gaming for really long periods of time. Now, Realme says that's because they have a new Bionic VC cooling system in here, and they claim that you're not going to be able to feel too much of heat while gaming on this smartphone. Now, the plastic body of this smartphone definitely helps in keeping the heat low, but you can see that even though I'm gaming in GT mode and it's been like 20 minutes now, the temperature of the smartphone is only at 31 degrees, which is really comfortable to hold your smartphone and not feel any heat at all. So if you are someone who likes to game for hours and hours, then this smartphone is a really good option to have because it lets you game all you want without ever stopping because your phone becomes too hot. So well done Realme, especially in terms of cooling system and being able to give us a performance focused game smartphone at this price point. Now, I hope you guys can see this on camera, but there is a 6000 milliamp battery in here, and I'm not sure how Realme has done that, but a 6000 milliamp battery is able to get me like an entire day of usage on the smartphone, except when I'm gaming. Then from my testing in games like Mobile Legends, it's able to get me 7 to 8 hours, which is really good compared to all the other smartphones that I've been using so far. So if you're someone who needs really long battery life, I really don't know what other smartphone to recommend besides this, because this smartphone gives you 6000 milliamps of battery, and the 6000 milliamps of battery is able to last longer than any other smartphones that I've tried so far. So if battery life is important to you, this is probably the best option of a smartphone below 1000 ringgit. Now, in terms of charging abilities, you're able to get a 45 watts fast charging adapter with the smartphone that gives you fast charging. Now, the smartphone also comes with an IP69 rating for the water and dust resistance, which is really high rating. And I'm not going to go into too much of details, but if you guys take a look here, it comes with all the AI features that you will need in a smartphone, and it works really well. For example, the AI eraser for your photos that I've just demonstrated here. So the Realme 14T 5G is a great smartphone for those of you who want something below 1000 ringgit but is able to game really well. It's really hard to push this thing to get 120 frames per second. The only downside with this smartphone that I've sort of discovered is actually the camera system itself. It's not the best camera system in any smartphone today, but it is good enough for your social media photos. But in terms of videos, there is no way I'm going to be able to use this smartphone for any sort of video. It's there, you're able to shoot memories, and that's about it. But where this smartphone really shines is in terms of your daily usage. So apps open really smoothly. You're able to multitask and open and use different social medias at the same time. And switching between it is really fast. And Realme has done a really good job at making this smartphone something anyone can just grab and use, and the whole experience is really smooth. But they've also made sure to cater this smartphone for gamers. And this is what I believe is the actual selling point of the Realme 14T 5G, which is a smartphone below 1000 ringgit that is able to give you 60 frames per second gaming consistently, which means no frame drop drops and things like that. And also ensure that the cooling system is good enough that the phone does not even heat up. So I'm going to repeat myself, but basically who this smartphone is suitable for is for those of you who are trying to game on a smartphone below 1000 ringgit, but you're also someone who's active on social media, scrolling apps here and there. And like I said, your budget is below 1000 ringgit. The Realme 14T 5G is probably the best smartphone you can get at this price point, or at least it's a smartphone that you will not regret buying at this price point. Thank you guys for watching today's video. I hope you guys can help me subscribe to the channel. If you subscribe, I'm able to get my hands on more smartphones that I'm able to review honestly for you guys. You guys don't have to worry, I'm not afraid of the brand. I'm here to help you guys make informed decisions before choosing a smartphone for you guys to spend your hard-earned money buying. And the only way that I can continue doing this is if you guys subscribe to my channel. So please subscribe, like this video, comment down below what other smartphones you want me to buy and review on this channel. I will definitely see you guys in the next video. Bye!